Hi everyone. Today we are discussing a poem, "A Far Cry from Africa." Is a post-colonial poem by Derek Walcott. The poem is set during the Mau Mau uprising in Kenya, 1950s. It represents the violence and brutality of colonial rule. The poem shows suffering by British colonizers and African rebels. Some themes like colonial violence, moral dilemma, identity crisis. The poet is emotionally torn between Africa and Europe. In the next slide, we are discussing about the poet Derek Walcott. He is born in 1930 in Saint Lorica, a former British colony. He's also awarded by Nobel Prize in Literature in 1992. His work basically focuses on colonial history, cultural conflicts, identities. He's of mixed background and influence of far cry. Moving to the next slide, introduction to Homi K. Baba. Homi K. Baba is the most important to the post-colonial literary theories. His major work is the location of culture. He explains how colonization shapes language, identity, culture. According to Baba, identity is not fixed but constantly changing. The key concept includes mimicry, hybridity, and third space. Moving towards the next slide, what is mimicry? Mimicry refers to colonized imitating the colonizer's culture and language. It describes us almost the same but not quite. Colonizers encourage imitating to maintain control, spread Western values. Mimicry is never perfect and creates confusion and anxiety. It often turns into mimicry of colonial authorities. Mimicry leads to loss of original identity, psychological conflicts. Moving towards next slide, mimicry in Far Cry Away from America. In this slide, we discuss like how Walcott describes the poem in English and colonizer language. This shows linguistic and culture imitating. The line refers, I whom am poisoned with the blood of both." This line reflects the mixed identity of the poet and his inner pain. He adopts European language and Western literary forms, yet he felt guilty and moral confusion. Mimicry results in emotional conflicts, identity crisis. The poet belongs fully to neither sides. Moving towards next, what is hybridity by Homi K. Baba? What is the concept of hybridity? Hybridity refers to the mixed culture due to colonial contact. Colonial interaction creates a new hybrid identities of the people. It breaks the pureness of the culture and also challenge the colonial authorities. It is creative, produce new voice and expression, but yet it is painful also because of confusion and create a sense of displacement, like people were facing difficulties to have a change in their culture. Yeah. Hybridity in Far Cry from America. Walcott represents a hybrid identity, like African roots, European education. He exists in Baba's third space. The line refers, choose between this Africa and the English tongue I love. The poet itself is hybrid, like he's from African history, Mau Mau violence, and now English poetic form and language. Hybrid creates inner conflict, moral dilemma, and a sense of exile. The poem reflects a strong post colonial identity conflicts, like if we see in mimicry, use of English, adaptations of European and literary form. Mimicry causes psychological cause and guilty yet confused. Hybridity appears in this poem like the Walcott mixed cultural identity and is a in between situation, and The poem also blends African suffering, English literature expressions. Walcott pain represents emotional impact of colonialisms and long-lasting colonial traumas. The last slide, conclusion. A Far Cry from America reflects the violence of colonial rule, identity crisis of the colonized. Baba's theories help us to understand the mimicry and hybridity. The poem shows that colonialism leave deep emotions, psychological and cultural scars. The poem stands as a powerful expression of pain, identity conflicts, and resistance.